There are 7 levels of wealth, and right now, you are sitting on one of them. Not the one you think. Most people spend their entire lives stuck on level 1 or level 2, while convincing themselves they're already at level 4. Let's break them down fast. Level 1. The survival level. Anyone with a net worth below $10,000, including anyone carrying significant debt. Think of the average person living paycheck to paycheck, not because they're lazy, not because they're irresponsible, but because nobody ever showed them a different path. And before we go any further, this isn't a judgment. It's where most people start, including me. At this level, every financial decision feels heavy. A flat tire isn't an inconvenience, it's a crisis. An unexpected bill doesn't just cost money, it costs sleep. The goal here is simple. Stop the bleeding. Pay off high-interest debt first. Not investing, not vacations, not fancy purchases. Debt. Because debt charging 20% interest is growing faster than almost any investment you'll make. Once that's under control, build a small emergency fund. Even $500 can completely change how secure you feel. Level 1 isn't about getting rich. It's about getting safe. Level 2. The stability level. A net worth between $10,000 and $100,000. This is where something quietly changes. Groceries stop feeling stressful. You can fill up your car without checking your account first. For many people, this is the first time they can finally breathe. But Level 2 has a trap. Lifestyle creep. A better phone, a few more takeaways, a couple of subscriptions. Nothing feels extreme. That's exactly why it's dangerous. The goal here is to build a real emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses, and start investing consistently, even small amounts, because stability isn't the destination, it's the foundation. Level 3. The comfort level. A net worth between $100,000 and $1 million. At this level, you stop doing silent math every time you look at a restaurant menu. That sounds small. It's not. Most people never reach this point. This is where investing becomes the main driver of progress. Compound interest finally starts pulling its weight. But comfort has its own danger. You start feeling rich, and when you feel rich, you start spending like it. A bigger house, a nicer car, more upgrades. The people who reach the next level keep their lifestyle relatively boring while letting their investments grow louder. Comfort feels like winning, which is why so many people stop here. Level 4. The freedom level. A net worth between $1 million and $10 million. This is classic millionaire territory. And here's what most people get wrong. Millionaires rarely look rich. They often drive ordinary cars, live in ordinary neighborhoods. You could walk past one every day and never know. At this level, working becomes optional in theory, because your investments can begin covering meaningful portions of your lifestyle. But here's the reality. Most people who reach this level stay here, and that's perfectly fine. Less than 10% of people on Earth will ever get this far. If you're here, you've already won a game most people never even get to play. Level 5. The influence level. A net worth between $10 million and $100 million. Roughly the top 0.1% of the world. At this level, you're not only changing your future, you're changing your family's future too. New opportunities appear, private investments, exclusive networks, access that simply doesn't exist at lower levels. But something interesting happens. The difference between 10 million and 100 million doesn't dramatically change your daily life. At this point, wealth stops being about consumption and starts becoming about creation. What can you build? Who can you help? What impact can you leave behind? Level 6. The tycoon level. A net worth between $100 million and $4 billion. The game changes completely here. Think Mr. Beast. That is roughly what level 6 looks like. You're no longer buying assets. You can buy companies, entire companies. The decisions made at this level can influence industries, create jobs, eliminate jobs, move local economies. Most famous business figures actually live around this level, and here's the biggest shift. Money stops being a personal tool and becomes a lever powerful enough to influence the lives of thousands or even millions of people. Level 7, the empire level. A net worth above $5 billion. People like Elon Musk live here. Fewer than 3,000 people on Earth have reached this level. At this point, wealth is no longer about personal spending. It's about shaping markets, funding technologies, changing industries, sometimes even influencing the direction of society itself. At this point, Level 7 starts to blur into something bigger. Level 8, the civilization level, where a single person's influence shapes industries like technology, energy, space, and even how entire societies function, with people like Elon Musk often used as examples of that scale. And this is where the biggest lesson of this entire video appears. The jump from Level 1 to Level 2 changes your life far more than the jump from Level 6 to Level 7. Going from $10,000 to $100,000 changes how you sleep, how you think, how you breathe. Going from 200 million to 300 million changes almost nothing about your day-to-day life. So if you're sitting there believing you need Level 6 or 7 before you'll finally feel okay, hear me carefully. You don't. Most of the real freedom happens between Levels 1 and 3, and that's the part that's actually attainable for almost anyone, including you and me. So here's what I want you to do. Be brutally honest about which level you're actually on, not the level you wish you were on, the real one. Because you can't climb a ladder if you don't know which rung you're standing on. Drop your level in the comments. No judgment. I'm at Level 1 too. And if this video changed how you think about money, subscribe, because next week, we're looking at how to move from whatever level we're on to the next one.